This is the time where we want to honor folks for being day ones at WURD. Our first honoree is a woman who started with WURD when WURD began in 2003. There were only 6 employees at the station at the time, and Cody Anderson asked her to come and work for the station because she is known for closing accounts and collecting the money. She gonna get that coin. And she brought it into the station. It was a labor of love, and after 20 years, she says it has been quite a rewarding experience. We honor all that you have done, the many roles you have held at WURD as receptionist, kitchen and office manager, sales manager, billing, celebrating birthdays, cards, flowers, to whomever, wherever. But we appreciate all that you have done for WURD and the small business community. Please put your hands together for our first Day 1 awardee, Miss Saundra Ali. Saundra, please come to the stage so we can give you your gift. Feel free to stand for Miss Saundra as well.
Well, thank you. Oh, wow, thank you so much. Well, thank you for this. Thank you, Lomax family. And this has been a wild ride. And I'm at a loss for words. Just thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Saundra Ali. Our next honoree is an accomplished educator, motivational speaker, and WURD Radio personality, holding 3 separate degrees, 1 from St. Joseph's University and 2 from my alma mater, Temple University, TU. But we're not here for that. Additionally, she is a family and marriage therapist. She is a certified mediator and an author of books including Cultural Diversity in the Workforce, a 2-day training plan, and Creative Discipline, Skills to Calm, Confident, Peaceful, Wholesome Parenting. She is beloved by the WURD family and the city at large. Please give a warm round of applause for Dr. Lucille Ijoy. Now, yes, please stand for her so we can send this video to her. Unfortunately, she is not able to join us in person tonight. So we're gonna make sure she sees this video and sees how much love she has from the WURD community. Thank you, Dr. Ijoy, for all that you've done. And you can continue to hear her family therapy moments on WURD. Our next Day 1 honoree, is one of 11 children born on a farm in North Carolina where her parents instilled a work ethic that served her far beyond her roots. After finishing high school, her dream of attending college was postponed because her family simply couldn't afford it at the time. She moved to Philadelphia, met the love of her life, started a family, and then launched her own business in 1984. She eventually met with Cody Anderson and encouraged her to get into broadcasting. For the next 30 plus years, she was a co-host with Cody Anderson on the Electric Magazine show. Our next Day 1 awardee is Miss Vikki. Miss Vikki, can we give a round of applause for Miss Vikki? Miss Vikki Leach, and honoring her and accepting the award on her behalf is her son, Warren. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you, WURD family. Thank you to the Lomaxes. Thank you to everybody that listens to my mom. I thought I was going to prepare a speech, but I know this story better than anybody because I've watched it from day one. My mom has had a medical emergency about a month ago and has been told at 81 to finally take a seat and let your work speak for itself. She is on the phone. She is on the phone watching and judging me. So I need you all one more time to clap for her, Miss Vikki Leach. She is in tears, and I promise you I won't be long. My mom was born on a sharecropper's farm to a first-generation free slave. She met my dad here in Philadelphia, and he encouraged her to be her. From a girl who wore a potato sack to school and was smart enough to still be her class's valedictorian, to a small fish in a big pond in Philadelphia. She was born Vernell Leach and acquired the name Vikki Leach after she met him. Her love for fashion and her folks turned her love into what she does now. A Classy Affair by Vikki Leach. Anybody that's willing to listen, anybody that's willing to learn and wants to make their event special, they talk to her. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making my mom's dream and her vision beyond the farm come true. Thank you again, thank you again, thank you again.
Fantastic. Can we give it up for Miss Vikki Leach once again? Up next, our next Day One awardee was born in Jamaica, migrated to the UK, Canada, and then landing in Philadelphia. He was recruited in 1973 to work at WDAS-FM by news director Charles Harmon. Then he moved over to WHAT at the insistence of Cody Anderson, whose name you'll hear quite a few times as we work up to honoring him at the end of this series as well. This next awardee hosted Caribbean Connection from 5 to 7 p.m. on WHAT, also while hosting Caribbean Rhythms at WRTI, Temple University Public Radio 90.1 FM. Used to say that a lot back in the day. After WRTI, he moved and made a home at WURD Radio, where he's been ever since. Our next Day One awardee is Mr. Lloyd Cummings.
Thank you so much. My name is Lloyd Cummings. I come from Jamaica. I have my speech all written in patois so that I can remember it. Not only that, and I know that there's only one other person in the room who will be able to read it, and that's Andrea Lawful Sanders of The Source. Congratulations to all my fellow honorees. Irie and Wagwan, may I tell you. WURD family. Welcome. Give yourself some well-deserved round of applause. If only just because. So many people to thank for this wonderful career in radio in Philadelphia, and this recognition for 20 years at WURD. Firstly, thank you to Charles Harmon. And he was the one who got me, he was a news director at DAS, and he got me into radio. And in the first place, thank you to the late Cody Anderson, who kept me in radio and treated me like a long-lost Jamaican brother. Thank you to the Lomax family. I love you all immensely. To my co-workers and friends at WURD Radio, thank you and one love. To reggae, soca, and calypso music lovers in the Philadelphia and all across the world, there is no me without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for 20 years at WURD. One love, cool run-ins. Yeah, man. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on, come on, come on. Give it up for him once again, please. Fantastic. Up next, our next Day One awardee. Started in radio as an in-studio producer and board operator in 1995 at WHAT 1340 AM. By 1998, he began his radio broadcasting on-air career also at WHAT and eventually moving over to WURD Radio, and has been on air ever since. Started out board operating a show, the Frank Rizzo Jr. show, and then had his own show put in, New World View. And he is giving us a new world view and has been doing so every Sunday, and the show just moved to Sunday afternoons from living in the Sunday evening time slot for some time. Please put your hands together for our next Day One awardee, Mr. David Barnes.
I don't even know where to begin. I am so happy. I am so honored. First of all, I want to say I could not do this by myself. This is part of my New World View radio crew. Michael A. Griffin, Honorary Consul General to Namibia, and Patrick and Jadu from Ghana. He and I do the Afrobeat after party. I would be remiss if I did not say thank you so much to the Anderson family for putting up with me at WHAT and WDAS. I want to thank Cody Anderson for allowing me to have this experience at radio broadcast. And I want to thank Beverly Lomax, who called my name. She said, "Hey, David." I said, "Oh, I made it now." I didn't know she knew my name. I want to thank the Lomax family so much for allowing me to continue to broadcast on this magnificent radio station. And we are honored to be allowed to do this at 12 o'clock noon now on Sunday evenings. I want all of you all to tune in. We want to let you all know that we are the new lunchtime lunch bunch, 12 o'clock noon. And if I didn't mention anyone, it's blame it on my head and not my heart, because I love every one of you that are in here. And tune in Sunday afternoons to New World View. Thank you so much.
Give it up once again, please. Up next, we have a duo coming to the stage. I know you love jazz. I don't even have to ask. But these two hosts bring you the coolest sounds of jazz anywhere in Philadelphia and have been doing so for many, many years. Our first host has loved jazz music since the womb, most likely, has been a lover of jazz and all types of music. Loves radio as well, from the transistor radio to today's podcast and streaming outlets. Hooked up with a dear friend and started working this one particular show at WRTI 90.1 FM, Temple University Public Radio. They brought this show to WURD Radio. The other host that is being honored was born and raised in North Philadelphia, served in Vietnam. Happy Veterans Day to all those who have served. Served in Vietnam and started working at a radio station in Trenton, New Jersey, joined WRTI, and then together came this show that celebrates jazz. I'm talking about good time jazz on WURD Friday nights at 10 p.m. Please put your hands together for these two phenomenal and legendary radio hosts in Philadelphia. Please put your hands together for Aqueelah Jamal and Jonathan Bey, our next Day One honorees. Freedom Sounds of Jazz coming to the stage.
You want someone to let him take the lead.
All right, y'all will have to forgive me for a minute. I've had some dental work done, So hopefully everything turns out right as I speak, but my partner wants me to speak first. She's the one that can really tell you what's going on, so she has a lot of words. But most of the people that I want to thank have already are honorees tonight. Cody, David Barnes, Aqueelah, because she's the one that pulled me into this with WURD, and the Lomax family. David Barnes got a hold of Aqueelah, Aqueelah got a hold of me. We went to Cody Anderson real quick. We went to Cody, we had all our information and stuff. We were going to pull out our books to say this and that. And Cody said, listen, I know who y'all are and I know what y'all can do. So we took it from there. We sat in on a couple of programs. Richard Cooper with Caramoo. And we did a couple of programs, did music and all. So we finally got a Friday night. We've been here for 18 years, from doing 10 to midnight on a Friday night at WURD Radio. This is a love for the both of us. I pulled her in at RTI, she pulled me in at URD, so this is it. So this is history, and I want to thank each and every one of you for listening to us for this amount of time, and for being faithful listeners to WURD for this whole time period. And I'm going to give the mic over to her now and let her say a few words, but I just want to thank you all for all of that. One more quote, though. There's a saying, I don't know if all of y'all saw this in the movie or not, by Denzel Washington, but it said, the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you found out why. And the day I found out why, my thing was in radio, so this is where I'm going to be, and thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to keep it real simple. It takes a lot to get Jonathan Bey up here to speak first. And the reason they don't let me come up sometimes is because I always say I never met a mic I don't like. So I know I only have 2 minutes. So just to echo what Jay just said, thank you to David Barnes who gave me a call. Thank you to Cody Anderson. We love you in heaven. Thank you to my dear friend, Sister Fatima Ali. We have been friends for many, many years. I hate to start thanking people because I may forget someone, but the only thing I will say is this. I do get this honest. I love radio from the first time I found a transistor. Used to have it underneath of my pillow, just listening to people like Georgie Woods, Cody Anderson, Jimmy Bishop, Louise Williams, Mary Mason, and of course the list could go on and on and on. So with that, I'm just going to end because I know I'm probably getting closer to 2 minutes or maybe 4. I'm going to use the phrase and the passion when I heard Saundra make her anniversary congratulations to WURD. I love you, WURD. I'm going to end on that. Everybody have a good evening tonight. Stay well. God bless y'all. And continue to check out the Freedom Sounds and Jazz every Friday night, 10 p.m. until midnight. JB and me, we love you. Take care.
Give it up once again, y'all. They deserve all the hand claps. And you know that. All right. For our final honoree, we're going to run this video first, and then we're going to bring up his son to accept on his behalf.
We are going to celebrate, just the amazing things that you've done in Philadelphia throughout your career.
But the person who made me understand really how effective and influential radio was Harvey Holliday.
Dr. Lomax had an opportunity for a while, knew the importance and significance of black radio. He probably could tell you more about black media and black radio than most of you would imagine.
Cody, I want to, you played some good music this morning. I know it must be Joey's music.
No. Oh, God.
said, Doc, I can't tell you, how to spend your money. I can't tell you, what you should do. But I can tell you that most people in this city know that you have money. And as much as you may want to, you can't give everybody money. But you can give everybody a voice. And there was silence. I can't tell you what he said first. But afterwards he says, okay. You're listening to 900 AM WURD, your information station committed to solutions. I'm Cody Anderson.
I believe the role of Black radio is to educate, inform, to share information with this community that we're the center of. And we are, in fact, the center of this community. And I know that this community hangs on every word. And I found out some time ago what it means to this community, this radio station, and how important each of you are to it. You each have those individuals that you relate to, but the bottom line is they know you care about them.
We need to support that which we now have. We are the last voices. Through Black radio, you were able to put elected officials in that we never had before because they now had someplace to go.
I want to tell Sarah to honor me in front of my family, my church, Canaan Baptist Church, and my friends in Chicago and here, my sisters in Chicago, is a true honor. And I don't think that you could have done it any better, and I will forever appreciate you for doing that.
Here to honor his father and to accept the Day One Award on his behalf, please put your hands together for Bill Anderson.
Thank you. Thank you. I was good. I was going around, I'm shaking hands with people. There are people that I've seen, people I've known for my entire life. I'm smiling, I'm happy, this is good. And then you play that video. And I'm like, oh, come on, don't do that to me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. My father would have sincerely appreciated this. My father loved you, all of you. My father loved the Lomax family. He loved what you stood for. He loved who you are as people. And it's interesting, because I heard a quote not that long ago that said that it's not nearly as important what our fathers, our parents leave to us as it is what they leave in us. And I thought about that a little bit, and as I'm walking through this room and I'm seeing people who I've known since I was a child, I'm seeing people who I sat there in the studio while they were playing records, or people who were running for office and I'm running around behind them, or people who have made this huge impact on my life. And then I started thinking about the Lomax family. Like, Sarah, my father knew and was close to your parents and loved your parents. And now I know I walk in and I hug Sarah and I hug Bennett and I'm hugging Charles and Thomas. I should have started naming names. I'm hugging the entire family because my father left in me an appreciation for that family. He left in me an appreciation for this community. He left in me an appreciation for doing things to help other people. So I thank you. I really do appreciate that. Quick story, my brother is here, by the way, and he hides from the microphone. So everything that we're doing, everything that I'm saying is a we. But quick story as to how we got onto the radio. So we were out of radio. Many of you know my father had been at WDAS, then had been at WHAT, and then was like, I want to do this. I want to go back. And I bet you Dr. Lomax will do it. He starts talking about it. he wants to go back. He wants to go back into radio. And I'm like, Dad, I wasn't sure I wanted to do that again. I think I was ready to go and move on. And then I heard something from him that I know many of the honorees heard. And Sarah, I'm sure you heard this same discussion when you first came on the radio. Now, I was like, Dad, I don't want to go back to radio. Like, what's special about me? Like, you got a lot of people who can go and host those shows. And he gave me the, Bill, no voice is special until it's heard. How many of you who have hosted shows or been regular callers or had different things to do heard that whole no voice is special until it's heard statement? And he got you out there to do those kind of things, or to run for office, or to do a bunch of different things. I'm going to stop rambling and sit down. It is weird to do this without him here. But he's here. No, Dr. Lomax is here. People that we've lost are here. And I can't help but think how proud they are and sitting there smiling and saying, I left this legacy, I left this direction, I left this path. I used to tell people that I lived the Aqueelah life. Like, it came with instructions. I just had to go ahead and follow that journey that they laid out on us. I feel like they would be so proud that 20 years, we are all still in the room standing for the things that were their legacy, their life. I'm not gonna leave without Mrs. Lomax. We love you, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you all. He would have loved this, and he would have continued on this journey for another 20 years with all of you. So that is my commitment too. Thank you.
Please give it up for Bill Anderson and all of our Day One honorees.